So, Steam finally did it. After more than 10 years of silence, Valve has released the successor to one of the most polarizing pieces of hardware in gaming history. But man, there's a catch, and it's a big one. If you're watching this, you're probably like me, just staring at an out-of-stock button. It's the Steam Deck launch all over again. The demand completely overwhelmed Valve's supply in minutes. Is this hype actually for a revolutionary product? Or are we all just riding a decade of built-up anticipation? Today, I want to look past the scarcity and dive into the hardware to see if it's actually worth the $100 price tag, whenever it's finally back in stock. To understand why everyone is losing their minds over this thing, we have to look back at the original. Released in 2015, the first Steam controller was, well, it was a bold experiment. It tried to replace joysticks with those dual haptic trackpads, and honestly, it was an enigma for most, but it paved the way for the Steam Deck's interface. Now, in 2026, the second gen arrives just as rumors of a new Steam machine and Xbox Steam collabs are everywhere. To me, this makes the controller more than just an accessory. It's the heart of Valve's expanding ecosystem. They aren't just selling a gamepad here, they're selling a new way to interact with your library from the couch. But to understand why this interaction feels so different, we have to look under the hood at the sensors. Valve didn't just go with standard sticks, they implemented TMR, or tunnel magnetoresistance. Now, why does this matter to you? In the last few years, we've seen a shift toward Hall effect sensors to combat the dreaded stick drift. But TMR is effectively the next evolution. Unlike Hall effect, which uses a magnetic field to measure distance, TMR measures the change in electrical resistance through a magnetic tunnel. This results in even higher precision, and more importantly, drastically lower power consumption. For a wireless controller, this is great. It means more battery life for those long sessions of Elden Ring or Baldur's Gate 3. It's a premium choice that shows Valve is prioritizing the longevity of the hardware over just making a quick profit. Then there are the trackpads. These aren't just laptop touchpads slapped onto a controller. They are powered by an advanced haptic engine that Valve has been perfecting since the original Steam Deck. The Steam Deck's trackpads with haptic feedback don't fully replace a real mouse, but the subtle vibrations make cursor movement feel more natural, so you can play games like Age of Empires or Cities Skylines surprisingly well without one. This level of granular control is something you won't find on a PlayStation or Xbox controller. It's a unique PC experience. However, it's not all praise. We need to talk about the elephant in the room, the 250 Hz polling rate. In the current market, where we see pro controllers pushing 1000 Hz or even 8000 Hz, 250 Hz sounds like a step backward. That's roughly 4 milliseconds of latency. Now, let's put that into perspective. For a high-speed competitive shooter like CS2 or Valorant, every millisecond counts. In those environments, 250 Hz might feel a bit soft compared to a wired esports mouse. But here's the thing. Valve didn't design this for the esports pro. They designed it for the gamer who wants to play Cyberpunk or The Witcher on a 65-inch OLED. In those scenarios, the difference between 1 millisecond and 4 milliseconds is practically imperceptible to the human eye. Valve is trading that extreme polling rate for a more stable wireless connection and better battery management. It's a controversial move, but it aligns with their goal of living room comfort over tournament performance. Connectivity is another area where Valve is trying something new with the so-called puck. This magnetic 2.4 GHz receiver is actually a brilliant piece of engineering. It eliminates the interference issues often found with standard Bluetooth by using a dedicated high bandwidth channel. But the real quality of life win here is the charging system. The puck doubles as a magnetic dock. You don't have to hunt for a USB-C cable in the dark. You just drop the controller onto the pins and it snaps into place. It's a small detail, but it's one of those things you can't live without once you've used it. Since it lacks native support for Xbox or PlayStation consoles, which is of course also due to licensing, it's a clear statement. This is a tool built by PC gamers for PC gamers. Let's talk about the physical feel. At 292 grams, it has a significant heft compared to the standard 280 gram Xbox controller. That extra weight comes from the haptic actuators and the massive battery needed to power those TMR sensors. It feels premium, but it might be a bit of a workout for your wrists over long sessions. So, is it worth it? If you can even find one in stock, the answer depends on your library. If you are a tinkerer who loves to spend an hour in the Steam input settings to create the perfect layout, this is your dream hardware. But if you just want a simple plug-and-play experience for Call of Duty, you might be better off sticking to a traditional gamepad. Valve took a risk 10 years ago, and with this new model, they've doubled down on that vision. It's weird, it's complex, and it's undeniably Valve. What do you think? Is the trackpad the future, or are we just stuck in the era of the joystick? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more deep dives into the hardware of 2026, don't forget to subscribe to Apex Hardware. Thanks for watching.